Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another Arknights video. Today's video is pretty much going to be mostly focusing on the event stages for part 2 of the Ave Mujica collab. Now, I have yet to really check if they changed or fixed anything, but I doubt anything would have been changed when it came to the anime for Crunchyroll, so I'm not going to bother on that side of things, because it is what it is. While a lot of people are praising whatever they are doing, I cannot really say the same, given what I've experienced so far. Regardless, there's a decent amount, I guess I could talk about before we kind of get started here. First of all, that's Steam. Okay, we're probably gonna be editing a lot here. Okay, so, remember I said I was gonna do a 10 poll? I did that. So here is the results. I could do some serious editing, but I'm not gonna do some serious editing because I'm not gonna try to make this too long of a Yap session, but regardless, I thought that I was probably going to get really lucky here. I ended up getting Dorothy again, and then her at the very last of the guarantee. It is what it is. I was not expecting to get to guarantee. I was just unlucky this time around. It is what it is. Anyway, so, aside from that, I could talk about Discord, and that's still up in the air. If they end up going through with the stupid idea of ID, then I'll be switching to something else. But right now, that's kind of up in the air even more still, because Discord's backpedaling even more than they already backpedaled. So I probably will at least have more than just Discord, which I'm using better Discord if you notice that. So we'll see type of thing, what I end up doing, what I go to next. That is would probably be its own video type of thing, if it's really serious enough that I have to do something about, especially for you guys, the community. Anyway, aside from that, Enfield related, a lot of stuff is happening. Leaks are happening. The government's going to be involved. Yeah, the leaks are going insane style. If the leaks end up being true, leaks have been all over the place, by the way. So take this with a grain of salt. But there's going to be at least 2 characters from Arknights that will be appearing in the next couple of months. The latest being June. So take that as, if that may end up happening or not, I don't know. We'll see. Both of them start with S. So that's the only hints I'm going to give. I'm not going to outright spoil. But they both start with an S as their operator code name in Arknights. Anyway, that's of course leaks, so take it with a grain of salt, as I said. Aside from that, when it comes to next video for Enfield, today, as of the 17th here, there was the video that released that featured the E1 attempts. That is way behind, by the way. I say way behind, it's like probably about almost a week at this point, but it's still a decent way behind compared to most people, most content creators of the Ave Monument. I did better than I thought it was, but I will obviously be doing more with that Ave Monument event. So maybe in the near future, I don't know if I'll end up it might be in a couple of days. I might go back to it with a stronger team. So, of course, if you don't know, I am taking my time, so I'm not really that strong for where I'm supposed to be. This kind of showcases, the account level is not really a good factor of how strong or how far an account is. So, like, there's people that are probably have, like, level 30 accounts that are beaten ruling, and then I'm out here not even beating the, just beating the spring, the wild spring, the old spring, or something like that, and pretty much being, like, level 49. So, take that as you will. Oh my god, that was, like, a couple days ago. I mean, I'm on account level 4. I have yet to really touch the last area of Valley 4, but I, of course, got to look at level 4, and I've been working and doing more stuff around to finish the sorter story event, and I probably will play more. We'll see what I end up doing next. I'll probably will at least, I'm gonna have to finish Valley 4 by the end of the month or at least by the end of the first patch to finish off the other operator stories. Not for the side events, not this events, for sure, not the events. I think that I'm going to be missing, I'm not going to finish both of them that are available right now. So, just because I'm not far enough. Like, with Arknights, it's not much of an issue because it's just after 3-8 and boom, you can do pretty much everything in the game, aside from modules. In Arknights Infield, you have to go like 5 times longer than that to be able to do everything. Pretty much. Like in like less than 2 weeks, I'd probably be able to do everything. If I was a new player. Probably. Maybe not. I mean, granted, I was really stubborn and I didn't really get that far because I didn't realize certain things, but that was also the 2020 and kind of relatively still new at it, even though some people have been playing it for some time. Time, different story, but anyway, it's hard to really say if it would be the same, but generally speaking, how much hours you put into Arknights is not as much as you need to compared to Enfield, which is way longer before you can essentially do everything in Arknights. I know that probably is a weird jump cut, but my microphone decided to stop taking any and all audio. Microphone being stupid, essentially. Anyway, thankfully I caught it in time and not just going through an entire couple hours worth of attempts without any audio from me. Anyway, so, yeah, I think I kind of went over at least Enfield and annoyances from Enfield, but for the most part, I am still going to be doing stuff for Enfield. Anyway, no, it's going to be like a hot minute before I go back into coding and doing other things. Just because right now it's mostly just Enfield in Minecraft and responsibilities. It is what it is, but there's a lot to do. It really is a lot to do, and I think eventually I'll get to the point where I won't be as focused in Arknights or Arknights Infield, and then I have the time to do other things. Anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really mention, and not really per se. Like we talked about the collab spin, editing of the free temple, getting the banner character. I guess the next thing is, of course, the first week stages. Everyone's gone crazy. Okay, so let me start off with the last stage. Is the last stage doable without 6 stars? Yes. I just don't want to put the time into doing that because I'm trying to focus on other things. It's just the way it is. I could go back with the ODR nights, which is the most likely scenario, because I'm going to be going all back and forth here. But it goes back into all the new characters being usable in that niche, which I'll focus on that in a sec. But anyway, the one thing that I've been seeing a lot of people have been talking about and comparing this event to, and I'm just like, what? What? What the fuck are you guys talking about? And this is mostly referring to the fact that people are saying this event is difficult, which it is, but I compared it to Stepharius Navis, which to me is nowhere near comparable in terms of difficulty. Like, to me, I felt like Stefanus Navis is a way easier event without using 6 stars here. About over 90% of the event was clear without 6 stars. Way easier attempts. There were some EX stages that are easier to beat than the normal stages from the Mujica event here. And people are saying Stefanus Navis is really difficult. To me, it's like, you just have to realize there's a lot of ways to counter the event mechanics in that event. You can use an operator to stall out the Nether Sea brand. You have Shift. You have Silence with Law Blonde at the time. You had Mulberry at the time. She's existed. There's characters that have long range, like Platinum. You had the eventuality of the Rome buff being super buffed, and the event mechanics buffing you so damn much, especially after a certain point, that certain operators are just damn near invincible. Either with the freeze mechanics or permanent stalling the Reef Breakers with tactician operators. Like, to me, it's a way huge different story. Even with trying to go through the events and unlocking the different buffs you have for the Roomba, the Roomba is so goddamn much better than the Moonlight. What the fuck are you guys saying? Like, seriously. I'm kind of disappointed in the Arknights community. Like, what the fuck? This event is way harder than the Stefanus Navis. Just Roomba in its own right would be better than the stupid Moonlight mechanic. Just saying. And to be honest, like, the things that people have issues with are like, they're not much of an issue trying to comparison. Like, to me, the teeth aren't really much of an issue. And you could make the argument that the Nether Sea brand is more difficult to deal with. But it's not from an enemy, it's from a tile. And you could deal with the tile in many different ways. On top of the fact that, like, you have ways to both handle, in both events, the elemental damage. Like, come on now. If that's really an issue, like, you probably need to look into the freebie operators more if you're having issues. Like, this isn't, like, you're bad. I'm just saying, bruh, look what you have available to you. Look into what operators are available to you right now for free. You can handle it. You should be able to handle it. If you're not, at the end of the day, it probably will be your bad and your skill issue. If you cannot handle the first week with using 6 stars. Especially with the current power creep we have right now. Anyway. Okay, aside from that rant, I'm so, like, surprised people have this opinion. Like, bro, what the fuck? Did people really get soft-skinned? I know what that means. I'm just thinking of, like, the best way to explain the stupidity I'm hearing comparing the two events. Stefanus Navis was not as difficult as people make it out to be. Neo Light was way more difficult because it strictly limits the amount of operators you can place down and how fast you can place down. That's more of a limitation than whatever mechanics Stefanus Navis throws at you. And the buffs that the game also gives you for that event? Like, seriously? What are we talking about? Anyway, let's talk about the Ave Mujica event. So, this time around, I mean, of course, I know they were really good, and I know they worked together, but I did not look into their skills, and this is the one thing that honestly kind of bitch slapped me, and I did not realize was going to be the case. Most of these banner collab characters have an offensive recovery skill, which means they could be used in the ODR Knights niche. I did not even think that would be a thing that I'd have to look into or be really interested into, because, for example, the main 6-star here, both of her skills are offensive recovery. I have to look. I don't think her S3 is. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But I've only been using her S2. Her S2 is pretty fucking amazing. Even though it's an offensive recovery, her skill isn't really like Thorn's S3 or Brzezinka's S1, where it changes to a endless activation or whatever it was called again. I can't think of the name of it right now. I'm not gonna worry about it, but you get the point of what I'm getting at. It's similar to in the theme or framing of Changyu, where essentially it's still an offensive recovery. You still have to hit, but the skill gets better over time, or to an extent. It's not the exact same between Sakako and Changyu, but the idea to an extent is where you could just use their skill, and after a certain point you could just let them be, and they are pretty fucking good. For example, having her in the first one could be good for lane, like strictly like one lane, or a second one could be good for sniping from afar. I think she's gonna be really interesting 6-star regardless, but for the ODR niche knights, it's pretty nice. Of course, all the others from what I've seen are the same thing too. So offensive recovery. S2 is auto, but her first one is offensive recovery. I do that while I can. Matsumi, press 1, okay. Maybe not, I thought she was. Script, I guess. Never mind, maybe not all of them. Maybe not all of them. So, Matsumi is not going to be used, unfortunately. I thought she did, but her S1 is pretty interesting for a skill. So she's gonna be, like, her S1 makes her more of, like, an actual, like, tank. Even with her having a secondary life to it is interesting. We'll have to see if that's going to be really good or not in some scenarios. But for ODR Knights, that is not the case. I thought she did, but I must have been stupid. I know the other guard does also have it, so at least I know 3 members do. Where the fuck is she? You know, I'm in all. It's probably lower because of levels. Yeah, so Naomu, both of her skills are offensive recovery. I will have to see which one is going to be better off using, but I don't believe the support character is. So the last member, Uika. I don't believe she has, yeah. Just because of the fact that she is a bard, she's not really going to have an offensive recovery, but unfortunately she doesn't have a defensive recovery either. That wouldn't really work anyway, just because you would have to have her hit, and that's kind of like makes no fucking sense, really, especially for the bard class. So she's not going to be used anyway, but at least 2 of the 5 members I can't use, but 3 of them, one of them being the main 6-star. That's nice. That's awesome. More characters. I'm gonna have to update the list, but I could, in theory, add them as the possible additions, kind of similar to the birthday thing. So that's a high likelihood at this point. That I'll probably end up how I'm gonna go about these characters, just to theme it in a way so that they're all together, since I do have all of them. So we'll see. I'll still debate upon that, and we'll go from there. I probably won't always do it, but I'll probably do it every so often. Similar to her mill, probably use her just because she is in that additional same birthday type thing. I'm gonna have to look into seeing if any of these characters have the same birthday, which I don't know if they do. June 26th. Holy shit, she was almost. God damn. 1 day off. Fuck. Therefore, I've been surprised if that was the case, but no. Nope. But that's something I'll look into. and we'll see if any new characters have the same birthday. So Rumil is the only one with that at this moment in time. Fun fact, I guess, you've been watching the Arknights series, then you probably already know that. Anyway. Anyway. Kind of going back to the difficulty of this event, there is a lot more difficult enemies to deal with. Well, Soteris Navis, fuck, I'm putting both of those words together. It was just the Reef Breakers that are really the difficult one. So, personally, I think this event is hands down more difficult. When it comes to characters here, I might actually, instead of using 6 stars off the bat, I'll probably switch to Arknights and start using 6 stars. Unless Arknights, I think of something else to use differently. But the boss, on the other hand, I don't know personally how I want to go about that. Anyway, a sweet fairy tale where there is no illness. Because they probably dropped these enemies, so there's gonna be a lot of enemies that are gonna. I think it's gonna be like those balloon enemies.
Everyone, I'm here to slack off.
I might bring in blue poison and then go with like.
いいですわね。攻撃支援に長けた私にぴったりの仕事ですわ。
As long as it's your decision, I'll have no objections.
I don't know who else I want to bring in this case. It comes down to what they decide to spawn in.
I shall protect them from all harm.
Because the Wharfs are, like, insane and, like, way too stupid of enemies.
あらあら、そんなに私を避けなくても大丈夫ですね。I'm here to help. Ooh, I have to get serious now.
Get your butt out.
On alert. You're all dead. Go ahead. Here I am.
I will stand guard here.
Gather around me, guys.
Solid positioning.
Hurry. The pack and I are waiting.
This won't probably
I'll let
be
them
too
know.
bad.
Take on all of you.
It's just updating depending upon what ends up spawning in, I guess.
We're counting on you again today,
If they
little
spawn in
apple.
over here, they will get the chance to keep moving, but...
Will the land shake with fury? The land will forgive all in the end. But not now.
Okay, I'm assuming it's gonna go this way. Yep. The fact that I could predict that.
Stupid burden beast. You're not getting away. Oh, what I'm done. You thought that would knock me out?
Shift could work in this scenario. Overall, not too bad of a stage.
Oh, is it my turn? Stand still.
Okay. Yeah, not too bad of a stage. I see what they're going for. I don't know what they could do to make it more difficult for a challenge mode. Enemies gain more attack speed under moonlight and background. Masters gain greatly increased barrier when the balloon is inflated. I mean, they're not like... Background masters aren't really a big threat in this event. In fact, they're just like a nothing burger. Just make sure you hit them and you're good. And that's where the trickiest would come in if they plan ahead of that.
I'm here to help. Whew. Oh, we're counting on you again today, little apple. On alert.
You're all dead!
Oh, is it my turn? Stand still.
Put her here, so I know that will be enough, and we're good. We're done with the event. This day, I should say, not event. It's
Hmm? We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Oh, what I'm done! I'll take on all of you!
not a bad first stage compared to what we had earlier. Like this, it feels like this is like this is meant to be really stupidly easy.
Just try me!
Oh, you poor sucker. Unless he somehow is able to escape this fate. Nah.
Come on, Sherry, tesoro!
Oh, what
I'm done! You can't hide from me!
Awesome.
A true knight will not bend to the threat of violence. Now, repent for your sins in front of my warhammer.
Okay,